A dimly lit studio, New York City, 1978. A young woman with auburn hair and quiet, electric eyes steps in front of a camera for the very first time. She has no entourage, no publicist, no roadmap. Within 1 year, her name would be spoken in living rooms across America. Within 3 years, she would be gone. No farewell, no interview, no forwarding address. Her name was Bambi Woods. And to this day, nobody, not one journalist, not one filmmaker, not one investigator has been able to say with certainty where she went. This is the story history left unfinished. Bambi Woods did not simply become famous. She became a phenomenon. In 1978, she starred in what would become one of the most talked about independent cult productions of the entire golden age. A low-budget film made with little money, enormous ambition, and zero expectation of what was about to happen next. It became a cultural flashpoint. Not just popular, talked about, debated, celebrated. The kind of film that lands in the middle of a culture and refuses to be ignored. And at the center of all of it was her warm, natural, magnetic, not performing for the camera, simply inhabiting it. But here's what made Bambi Woods truly different from every other star of that era. Nobody actually knew who she was. No verified real name, no confirmed hometown, no interviews on record. She was everywhere on screen and nowhere off it. By the early 80s, the golden age of cult cinema was shifting. The VCR revolution was reshaping everything. New faces were arriving weekly. The industry was changing faster than anyone could follow. And Bambi Woods, at what should have been the peak of her recognition, simply stopped. No final film, no press release, no explanation. Researchers who have spent years studying this era describe her disappearance as unlike anything else in the history of the period. Not a slow fade, not a quiet retirement, a clean, deliberate, total exit. Over the decades, theories multiplied. Some believe she returned to a small-town life under a different name. Some claim she had been located happy, healthy, entirely private, sometime in the 90s. A few accounts pointed to the psychological weight of sudden fame in an industry that celebrated its stars publicly, but rarely protected them privately. None of those accounts were ever conclusively confirmed. What was confirmed, what every serious film historian agrees on, is this: she chose to disappear, and she was extraordinarily good at it. Here is what the mystery of Bambi Woods actually tells us if we're willing to listen. In the annals of Golden Age cult cinema, almost every star from her era became defined by their past, by the footage, by the legend that outlasted the person. Bambi Woods refused that fate. She stepped into the spotlight entirely on her own terms, built something remarkable, and then, with the kind of quiet, iron-willed discipline that most public figures never find, she stepped out of it on her own terms and stayed out. That is not a tragedy. That is the most powerful move a person in the public eye can make. Today, decades later, she remains one of the most searched, most discussed, and most enduring icons in the history of independent retro cinema. Her silence only amplified her legend. If her story resonates with you, if there's something in the idea of walking away from fame on your own terms that feels powerful, tell us in the comments. Do you think Bambi Woods made the right call? We read every single comment. And if you believe forgotten stories deserve to be told, subscribe to Retro Cinema History and Icon Biographies. We have many more waiting for you.
My parents don't want me to go. They don't like the idea. And if I go, I have to raise the fare myself. My mother calls it outdoor burlesque. Can you imagine?
I know if I'd have won, my folks would be all for it.
But you didn't win, Lisa.
Yeah.
Debbie, what are you going to do? Raise some money fast.
Well, when do you have to leave, Dad?
In 2 weeks.